Hello, welcome to part 2 of fear and anxiety and some techniques and ways of working with the energy of those emotions. So in part 1, you connected with the fear in your cells, you connected with the fear as an energy of itself, and using your kinesiology, your little way of knowing, your magic muscle testing, you have this dialogue that can go on with your subconscious, conscious, superconscious parallels to find out and work with whatever it is that you need to heal and shift. Now, I will give you a different technique today, plus more of what we did to work with fear. So one of the things that, again, these are techniques I've used for years and years and years and years. And I've used them with literally thousands of clients over all the time I've been working. And the results vary from person to person, but without fail, if you do these techniques, they work. If you just listen and don't do it, yeah, they gather dust. Nothing really, they're not very useful. And I know you don't want to live with constant anxiety and constant fear. So one of the techniques I use, this is an NLP, not Theta. When I was, I had foot surgery that didn't go very well. So I was in a wheelchair, and I'm a very physically active person. So for 2 months, I'm stuck in a wheelchair. So I had to do this 3-4 times a day, every time my anxiety came up, because I just wanted to get out of that chair. I would use this technique. So when your anxiety is coming up and it begins to feel overwhelming, and I know that happens, of course there are times when it's overwhelming. How am I going to cope 1 more minute with the children? How am I going to pay this bill? It's just constant. Okay, so this will only take a couple of minutes. So you go shut yourself in the bathroom if you need to do that. Anywhere to get a little private time, quiet time for you, because this is about you. If you can't hold it together, how can you help anyone else around you? And how will you be able to get to that higher vibration that's going to begin to allow you to step into the place where you flow more with the energy of manifesting what it is you want, instead of attracting to you more of what you don't want, which is unconscious manifesting. And of course we do it. We do it most of the time, because most of the time we're not conscious of what we're thinking. Our subconscious thoughts, our subconscious rules 95% of everything we do. Oh my goodness, then we really do need to work with those programs, change the old programs and bring in new programs that are more productive, that are going to help our lives become easier, more flowing. So this technique that I used while I was stuck in that wheelchair is, imagine in front of you a screen, computer screen, and it's going to have dials on it, or something that you can work with easily, and just like an old TV had dials. So you're looking at your computer screen. Okay, I want you to shift into the energy now, because you're going to do this with me. And I want you to physically do it with me, okay? Now on this screen, I want you to put all your fear on that screen. Just throw it on, place it right in the screen. The pictures of the worst case scenario you keep thinking about. The feelings, just throw them on in colors, shapes, blobs, darkness, thoughts, emotions, whatever it is. Put your fears on that screen, okay? and just let them be there. I know there's more and more and more, but you know, you do this many times, you keep getting them out. So I used to throw my anxiety on, and you know, maybe it was black, maybe it was brown, maybe it had orange streaks in it, and maybe it was jagged, or maybe it was just a blob, but it was anxiety, and I would put it on. Okay, now what if you have control here? There are dials, there are knobs, there are buttons to press. So why not turn down the volume of any sound that maybe goes along with this anxiety? Any little voice, whether it's your voice, a parent's voice, a teacher's voice, a boss's voice, your children's voice, whatever it is that's creating the anxiety, turn it down. No sound. Turn it off. You control it. You've got the knobs. You've got the dials. You've got control. Forget sometimes. You've got control. Okay, now, just like on an old television, make it all fuzzy, you know, or just like dialing on the radio, or in between stations, you get static. So it's as if you can make everything on there staticky and become black and white if it was in color. Now make it black and white, staticky, and no sound. Okay, you're controlling this. You've got control. Now, imagine, I want you to do this just like I am with my hands. You're going to take the edges of that computer screen and begin to compress them. And the other edges, and compress them. Those were corners. And the other energies, compress them. And compress them. And compress them. And it's getting smaller and smaller now. Just rub it together, all of that anxiety and fear. Rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it. It's just breaking up. And then throw it into your past. Just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a nice deep breath, or 2 or 3. Okay, that technique, done anytime your anxiety is building up to overwhelm, really does help. So now let's talk again to the fear that's in the cells, in the tissues of your body. Whatever fear you chose in part 1, now you could choose the same fear or a different fear. And you're going to say to your body, an innate, remember innate, higher wisdom is within, through it, and every cell in your body, in the DNA. You're made up of that energy. And we're only working with energy, affecting the emotional body and the mental body and your physical body. Okay, so now talk to that fear again. What's your fear at this moment? Is just let it come in. Let it come in. I'm not safe. I'm not going to make it. I don't know how to do this. I'm overwhelmed. Whatever it is, ask it. Fear in the cells of my body of whatever it is. Put your own fear in there. Can you hear me? And with your divine muscle testing, you'll get a yes or a no. And we're just going with yes. Fear, I really do love you. But fear, you don't belong in the cells of my body. And fear, I'm ready to ask you to transform. You need healing. Fear, you need healing. Fear that's in every cell of my body, wherever it is, you need healing. And I love you. Take yourself into a good feeling place. I love you. I love you, cells. I love you, fear. I know you think you're protecting me somehow. Fear, I know you think you're motivating me somehow. But you need to transform into your healing. And just lifting out of every cell with grace and with ease. I release to the all that is, for its own healing, all of the fear that I've been holding on to in my cells, in my tissues, in my emotional body, in my mental body, I surrender it. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a nice deep breath. Okay. Now, without doubt, you will also be being affected by your parallels. Your parallels are your past, your present, your future. It's all simultaneous. But we're not working on that today. You know, in each little time that we have, we will continue to work on different aspects of you. So today, just use these techniques in part 1 and part 2, and know that the universe really, really wants you to be happy and come through this. And how can I come from a higher place today? How can I step out of that lower vibration of fear, just even if it's momentary, come from a higher place, and say, I trust you, universe, show me. Universe, I trust you, show me. And remember, it won't show you probably right away, and you may want to scream at it, and that's okay. I love you as I scream at you, because you're not doing it fast enough, in my way, when I want, now. Yeah, we all know that one well. But just keep trusting. And thank you for being with me again today. And I'll see you next time.